He goes, have you ever seen it go from day to night really fast? And I said, yeah. And he goes, that's kind of how it happened. I was like, whoa, okay. I get goosebumps. I get the shivers. Okay. Before our time, suddenly, unexpectedly, I feel like I just get taken off my feet. Like it's a total surprise. Wasn't expecting it. He said couldn't breathe, but it was all sunshine. So, and there's also a partial responsibility, and I'm trying to ask him what is that for, but hold on. It almost seems like gets something swept out from under you. Everything just kind of like gets, you know. I'm like, what's the partial responsibility? And then I just get the words limited reaction time. Like we didn't have enough time to react to it. We had a hard time breathing. I'm just writing down everything. He says, hard time breathing. Okay, we don't expect it to happen. It's sweet. I can't tell. Okay, hold on. Hold on. So the biggest thing I'm getting from this reading, and let me show you here on TikTok what this looks like. You can screenshot it if you would like. This is what I'm getting. And what this shows me is like I'm seeing like a partial responsibility, but I think it's more of like situationally, not having reaction time, just being a part of whatever this is. It's he tells me that it kind of came out of nowhere, swept him up. There wasn't a lot. By the time we realize essentially that we're swept up, there's not enough time to go. Like, by the time, here's my analogy. I'm being lifted away by balloons. And by the time I realize how far off the ground I am, I can't let go now. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, oh shit, there comes a point where you can let go and there's still safety, but you almost just go too far with it. There's something in here about limited reaction time, and then it affects our breathing, and it comes over suddenly, all unexpectedly. I feel like it's somebody's brother, but I'm really not sure. And then he takes partial responsibility. Does that make sense? I can't even tell if there's multiple people a part of it. Hold on. When I watched him point at your hubby, it looked like he had dark hair. Or kind of looked like him. I left for a few days. He thought I was leaving him. He wrote a letter to me, went next door. What? So he wrote you a goodbye letter and went next door for... Left for a few days. He thought I was leaving him. He wrote a letter to me, went next door. Yeah, so this is an emotional reaction. Happened before our time, suddenly, unexpectedly. It takes the partial responsibility because we didn't have enough time to come out of it. If this is true, and it is a self thing, then this would not be the first time he's done something like this. Or like, if you leave me, I'm gonna... And it's like... You didn't take it seriously, he didn't take it seriously, now you were leaving and he was taking it too seriously, but you weren't that serious, but then he had a really serious reaction, so it just seems like an on and off and on and off and on and off and on and off. She was leaving me, Kato. She needed to. Is this... Did he unalive? Now I'm in your tea. Now you got hot tea and I'm sipping. Sipping over here on your hot tea. What song were we singing when we got up to here? That's right. Oh, I fall apart. We started a new one when we came to him too. Okay. He was work, so he holed up. So did he hold up his work? He drove in circles around the restaurant until the police came. What ended his life? Since you've been gone, please come back home. Saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Then he led the police in a chase down on a freeway, on an LA freeway, and crashed into the concrete divide, then finished it himself as the police approached the car. So he thought you were leaving him for good. All of it was emotional. All of it was an emotional response. And it got swept up from under him. It went too far for his time. There were remember when he said it was there was multiple people involved? And I drew tallies up here. He left a letter in his car blaming me. Shame on him. That's what she needs to. That's what he is taking partial responsibility for. And that single-handedly is what's made him feel like he wasn't able to cross over, even though he's had other spirits there, like his grandma, your grandma. He's got other people there on the other side for him, but it made the news. Of course it did. He left a car blaming me. Yeah, because you know what? He's a flaming fucking narcissist, and there is no way that it is possible to put a mirror up to a narcissist and have them actually properly reflect on their own doing and self. So, if the whole world sees this, I wouldn't have gone crazy if it wasn't your fault. I can't imagine why your relationship, which was on the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm leaving, you're not leaving. I'm leaving, you're not. You probably were getting your ass beat. I'd leave too. Guess what? According to what he says, he's probably on drugs. So, you know? Which made people call me and threaten me. Of course they did, because an absolute Looney Tune. And I bet nobody heard the part where he went crazy because you finally left the fucking crazy. You're crazy because you left the crazy, so now I'm going to have to get the whole town riled up and off myself in a car right in front of the police and leave a note because guess what? He got his 10 minutes of fame and put the ultimate blame on you, ruining your damn life. Didn't ruin your last night. We had just gotten clean. No, you got clean. He got sober. There's a difference. Clean is clean. Sober is bobbing up the surface. And if you're like, well, he's clean and I'm clean, so if you're clean and you went a different direction and he drove around and went absolutely fucking crazy and just told you he was on drugs, I don't think it's safe to assume that everybody was clean and acting rationally. Sounds like he was on drugs and you left. And because of the way Crazy Pants left, gives Gemini. We can't say that out loud, Destiny. It does, but we can't say that. Gives a little bit of Scorpio. Scorned Scorpio on there too, if we're making sense of everything. Okay, anyways, so, yeah, you can't take that responsibility. Yeah, you don't get to take that responsibility because you left because things were happening and you were actually clean and he was not. He was sober at best, but not after you left. Once you're really leaving, what's the point? And listen, he never would have got sober if you wouldn't have been prompting him. If you wouldn't be leading the way. Look, I'm completely clean now. Well, it's like, I'm going to eat healthy, and you're going to sneak little Debbie's in the closet when I'm not looking. That's what that is. And that's all it was. So it's not like two rational people made this fucking story. Because it sounds like a rational person was acting rational, and the crazy pants got on the news he was acting so crazy pants. Okay, so just because people that don't understand your story came after you, here's my favorite quote. Sure, I'll be the bad guy in your story because you're a chicken fried bitch in mine. That's my favorite quote ever. I wound up in a hospital for a few days afterwards. I definitely don't even blame you. I don't, like, how can I even blame you? Like, I think a normal human may end up in a psychiatric hospital. Who has the whole town convincing you murdered your ex, as you're already going to feel responsible because you tried to leave the situation to keep it healthy for a few days, and in the meantime, he decides that meth is the option, and then there's your result. You had to leave him anyway, and he already says it. You had no other choice. You had to leave me. Honestly, if you'd have got help before you did, shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? You probably wouldn't have even had that situation on your hands, but you are not. When it comes to, like, checking in with karma, who knows it all, I'm going to tell you, it was met. And when it comes into karma, who knows it all, you are not responsible for the tally of that soul. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, yeah, Nope. Hello, Aaliyah. How are you? All right, everybody. That's what I've got for you today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being a part of it. And, Kim, I spent 12 minutes on your reading.